Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Bree. Gosh, you guys, I have not filmed in over 2 weeks because I went on vacation to Florida for about a week with my family, and then we got back and I spent a little over a week with my boyfriend after that before coming back home. I've only been home now for a couple of days, and yeah, I have had a wild start to my summer break already. I think the last thing I filmed was me packing for my Florida trip, which I was really nervous about at the time because I had never flown before. The last time I was in an airplane, I was like a year old, so, you know, doesn't count really. And I was really nervous about it because I have anxiety anyway, and I'm autistic, so I get easily overstimulated and, you know, all that fun stuff. But it actually went pretty well, the flying part. The very first takeoff, if I'm being completely honest, was absolutely terrifying. I'm sure for those of you who fly all the time, it's like nothing, but for someone who has never flown, at least in their recollection since they were a baby, it was a little spooky. But we did have a layover on the way there and on the way back, so I took 4 different flights just for this trip, so I got a little used to it. And honestly, by that second flight on the first day, the way that we did it, I think I mentioned this when I was packing in that vlog. I worked a 10-hour day that Thursday. We left home that Thursday night at like 11 p.m., drove 2.5 hours to the nearest city with a big airport, got there at about 3 in the morning, and then our flight left at 5 a.m. So by the time our flight left, I had been awake for almost 24 hours. And then we had a 4-hour layover somewhere, which, you know, I caught a couple of naps in the airport, but it's really hard to do that. So, and like on the plane, especially because I'm not used to flying, I did not really sleep on the plane. So we had like less than 2 hours flight, 4-hour layover, another less than 2 hours flight. We landed in Pensacola, Florida. And then we had a 2-ish hour drive to Panama City. I slept on that drive, but by the time I actually went to sleep for good that night, that wasn't just a little not very resting cat nap, I think I did the math and I had been awake for about 40 hours. I don't do that, you guys. I don't pull all-nighters. Even when I was younger, I couldn't really do it. My body does not like it. It starts to stop working correctly. I kid you not. Like, I feel like I'm shutting down when I don't get enough sleep. So that was something. That was something for sure. I'm pretty sure by the time we got on that second flight at like noon that next day, I was already delirious to the point that I didn't even really get freaked out. So there's that for you. But it was really cool. It was a cool experience. You guys have just seen the clips that I did take when I was in Florida, and I really, really wish that I had gotten more, but I am still pretty new to the YouTube thing, especially when it comes to like filming away from home. Like, I film a lot in my room. Like, I'm comfortable doing that at this point, but filming in public, or like I was out in another state with 4 other people in the condo that we stayed in, and then we were out in public a lot, and I didn't film as much as I should have. I didn't think about it as much as I should have. I really wish that I had gotten more, but I already edited together all of those clips that you guys have just seen in the beginning of this video, and I am in love with them. It was such a good time, you guys. Like, I had the best time out there. The climate in Florida, oh my gosh. Okay, so I live in the desert. I live in the very, very, very dry desert. And so the climate out there, everyone made humidity seem like it was going to be just terrible, like humidity is hell. Like my whole life, that's what people have made it sound like, but you guys, they're incorrect. I loved it. I loved it. It felt great. My skin was happy the whole time I was out there. My dry eye thing didn't happen, and I didn't get dehydrated. I get dehydrated super easy, and I get overheated super easy, and neither of those things happened while I was out there. I didn't have to deal with the migraines that come from those. Everything was so nice. And the ocean. Like, I don't know if I've mentioned this very much on the channel, but the ocean feels like it replenishes my soul when I see it and when I hear it in person, especially. I mean, like, it does a little something when you're listening to videos and you can hear the ocean, but when you're there and you can hear it right there, and you can see it right in front of you, and you can feel the water, it just, it resets something in me. And I hadn't seen the ocean in 8 years before that, which is a tragedy, honestly. I need to make it a point to travel more. But I wish that I had just sat at the beach the entire time. Like, we did a lot of it. I did absolutely get taken out by a wave twice while we were there, in the same day, even within the same 2 hours probably. Yeah, that happened. I got rolled a little bit. Still had a great time. I got sunburned because, I mean, Honestly, I had SPF 70 and I reapplied it just constantly, like to the point where I was like, am I doing this too often? Apparently not, because I still got sunburned, but that's kind of how life is with my skin. So, my head didn't get sunburned though, you know? I did sunscreen my head. I bought a hat while I was out there, so that part was great. Yeah, honestly, it was the best time. We ate a lot of seafood. We hung out at the beach a lot. I took several books with me and I only touched one of them. But I mean, we were doing a lot. We were doing a lot. And yeah, I kept getting distracted by the beach and just all of that while I was out there. Had the Golden Girls on the TV in the condo just constantly the whole time because I slept on the fold-out couch in the living room, so I just had that going for comfort the whole time, because even though I was so happy and our condo was so cool, I put a clip from the balcony of our condo. We were on the 19th floor in this building that is right on the beach in Panama City, and it was gorgeous. We could just open that balcony door and the entire condo was filled with the sound of the ocean. It was actually so loud up there, but it was so nice. I didn't want to come back. The only thing that got me to come back without being super sad about it is that my boyfriend was not able to go on the trip with us, so I came back. And I got to see him when I got back. So that is what made me happy to come home. That was the only thing that made me happy to come home. That night we flew in and then he picked me up and I have been with him ever since until day before yesterday. But yeah, it was the best time, you guys. I wish I had taken more clips, but I really do love the clips that I did take. Next time I go on vacation, I'm going to make sure to get more clips for you guys and just document my time out there a little bit better so that I have more to watch when I get back too. But I think in Florida, I'm not used to vlogging in public yet, really, filming myself in public, and I was just very present in the moment, I think. So I didn't get a lot of reading done, I didn't do a lot of filming, I was just there, which was really nice, and I had the best time. The ocean down there is so pretty. We saw hammerhead sharks. I saw a sea turtle, a really big sea turtle. The hammerhead sharks, we were on a pier at the time. It's not like while we were swimming, because that would have been kind of spooky. Apparently they did swim right behind the condo, the building that we were staying in. Somebody else in the condo, in the building, got a video of 3 hammerhead sharks swimming by while people were in the beach, which I don't think we were in the water at the time, but yeah, it was amazing. I already want to go back. I miss it. I miss the ocean so much. But I am going to be going to Hawaii later this year in the fall for my cousin's wedding. I've never been there. I've never been on a plane over the ocean, except for, going to Florida, we kind of like looped over it. But I've never been on a plane just completely over the ocean. So that's going to be something. And I'm really excited to see Hawaii. I'm already excited to see the ocean again. I want to live by it. I just want to live by it. Yeah, I had the best time. All of that aside, it has been over 2 weeks and I have some reading updates for you, not nearly as many as I usually would have in a 2-week time period. But that's okay, because I've been busy. After Florida, I came back and my boyfriend and I had our anniversary like 2 days after I got back. And we took a little weekend trip to his lake house and had a really good time out there. And then kind of just chilled after that. I did some reading during that, but we honestly just binge watched a lot of stuff. We watched the entirety of Widow's Bay on Apple TV, and guys, you gotta watch Widow's Bay. It was brilliant. It was so cool and really spooky and really funny. Like, it was great. It had all the things that I like. I am not yet able to update you on the Vampire Lestat TV show because I have not watched any of it yet. As of today, there should be 3 episodes out. It might come out later tonight, but yeah. The first one came out, I was still in Florida. The second one, I was on my trip last weekend. I might try and binge it tonight because, like, what am I even doing? There's 3 episodes out now and I have not watched any of it. It might also be some, like, subconscious thing protecting me from watching a couple of episodes and then not being able to binge the whole series because they're coming out weekly, but that's fine. That's fine. I can handle that. Okay, and I think where I left you guys off last time, I was reading 5 by Alana Bannister. I think I was almost done with it, maybe. I finished it the very next day. I want to say I gave this 4 stars. At least 4 stars. It was really interesting. I've never read a book quite like this before. I think I already explained what it was about in the last vlog, but if you missed that one, we have 5 people waiting in a train station for a train that is arriving in 5 minutes. And from the very first sentence, we know that one of these people is going to die when the train gets there. We just don't know which one. And then the book goes on, giving us a deep dive into each of those characters. And you don't know which one of them dies until the end when you have met all of them so thoroughly that it's honestly heartbreaking that any of them would die. It was super interesting. And I really enjoyed it. I thought I would fly through it a lot faster than I did, especially with it being, it's small, it's a thriller, but I guess this one, I mean, some thrillers, maybe I fly through them because they don't have, I don't want to say they don't have depth, but maybe there's just, this one went deeper than I thought. It took a lot of deep dives, and so it took me a little bit longer to read than I had anticipated, but I really liked it. Next, okay, The Har by David Sodergren. I started that one a couple of days ago because somebody on Instagram recommended it to me after I made a post about like spooky water, ocean, sea horror with one of my videos I took in Florida. Somebody recommended The Har by David Sodergren, so I started that and I finished it last night. And you guys, how have I never read from David Sodergren before? Like, that was right up my alley. It was fairly short, under 200 pages, I believe. And it was about, I want to say it's this little town on the Scottish coast that this millionaire, this really rich guy is trying to buy up the coast and everybody who lives on it so that he can make a golf course. And there's all these old people that live on the coast that don't want to give up their homes, but the offers are getting increasingly threatening and violent. Our main character, Muriel, lives on the coast. Her husband disappeared at sea like 12 years before this, and she is one of the ones that is not willing to give up her home and has basically told them, you know, to just leave her alone. And like I said, I wouldn't even call them offers. It gets to the point where it's no longer, these people are no longer offering to buy the land. They are just threatening these residents out of their homes. And so Muriel is like 84, I want to say, and she finds this creature on the beach. Doesn't know what it is, has never seen anything like it before. She brings it into her home, and these really crazy things start happening. And I really don't want to say more than that, because if you haven't read it, I don't actually know how much is described in the synopsis of this book, but things get very bloody. And it was a lot more gory than I expected, which I'm fine with. I watch a lot of movies like that. I've read a lot of books like that. You go 1 second from Muriel like reminiscing time with her husband, and it's really sweet and romantic, and then just like blood and gore. So I really enjoyed it. I had a good time. So yeah, I finished that one yesterday. And then the book that I have been reading since I went to Florida, the book I took to the beach with me, is Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton. Never read it before, which is hilarious because it's been one of my favorite movies since I was really little, like elementary school little. I was talking in the last vlog about how I don't like mass market paperbacks, but this one was actually perfect to have down on the beach with me because it got a little beat up. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but like that bottom area there got wet from the seawater, and so it's kind of, you know, it's not in the best shape anymore, but it looks loved now, and I'm totally okay with it. It reminds me of reading on the beach. And if you couldn't see just there, this is as far as I am through Jurassic Park. I think everyone is arriving on the island at this point, so I'm not very far. But I am enjoying how different it is from the movie. Like, it starts out completely different from the movie. There's like lizards on this island attacking children, and then we don't find out for a while that they're actually dinosaurs. We don't know why they're there. It's not even the Jurassic Park island, it's just near it. Anyway, I digress. It's pretty different from the movie so far, and I'm really enjoying it, and I'm really excited to see how much more is different from the movie, especially because there's only 2 books. Like, The Lost World is also a book. The 3rd Jurassic Park movie doesn't exist as a book, but I did read that some of the things in the 3rd movie were pulled from the 1st book that didn't make it into the 1st movie, so that's going to be really exciting whenever I find out what those are. And those are my reading updates. That's it. But, you know, to be fair, I've been having a good time and doing a lot of really cool things that we're not reading. And now that I'm back and can maybe relax a little bit, maybe I can finish Jurassic Park. Definitely gonna finish it this month. I'm not messing around with that. Hopefully. All right, and next, let's see if that'll stay right there. Will you stay right there? Okay. While I was gone, both of my book boxes came in. So we have Book of the Month and Aardvark to open, and I'm really excited, even though it's been 3 weeks since I ordered the books, and I have no idea what's in these boxes at this point, you guys. Let's find out together. Okay, we're gonna do Book of the Month first. We have Main Characters by Bobby Palmer. Now, I kind of remember this being, it almost sounds like it's going to be a romance, but I think it's marketed as literary. It is a love story, but it's like a literary love story. Not that there's anything wrong with romance whatsoever. It's just not normally what I gravitate towards personally, but I really do like literary stories, even if they are literary love stories. This one sounds really interesting. And I remember when I was choosing the books, I read the little like snippet of the beginning of the book, and I liked the writing style a lot. All right, next we have Summer's Never Over, which is a thriller. I believe. A few years ago, our main character was a counselor at a summer camp, and one of her fellow counselors was killed. 5 years later, somehow they all meet back up in the same place, and they're gonna figure out what happened to the girl that died. I'm not sure, but that seems like the synopsis of this book. And I mean, summer thriller, absolutely. And then I grabbed The Children by Melissa Albert, which was the horror pick for June with Book of the Month. I want to say it's witchy. Is it witchy? It might actually be haunting. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm not sure. It might be more haunted house than witchy, but I'm always here for the horror picks. So I had never heard of any of these before I saw them in Book of the Month this month. So they are all very new to me. Nothing was expected. We have a cool little ocean bookmark. Nice, I like it. Okay. I need to remember to save the boxes for my Instagram reel. I always do this and then I throw the boxes out and then I'm like, oh, I didn't do the Instagram reel. I'll remember this time. Okay, aardvark. Okay, I remember being so excited about this one. Okay, I didn't know about these before I saw them in aardvark either. However, Headlights by CJ Lead. In the synopsis of this one, it's not necessarily a retelling of The Shining, but it is inspired by The Shining or has something to do with The Shining. The Shining is one of my favorite books ever. I've read it a bunch of times. Like the first time I read it, I was probably like 10. I might have been younger, but anyway, one of my favorite books ever. And when I heard that this had anything to do with The Shining, does it actually tell us? Definitely seems like it's inspired by The Shining, and I'm super, super excited about that. I haven't read anything by CJ Lead yet, so if I read this first, that is going to be my first. I do have American Rapture on my shelf. I just haven't read it yet. All right, and then The Anniversary by Alex Finley, which is the thriller pick from Aardvark for June. This one has something to do with like a serial killer that takes people on the same day every year, and it sounded super interesting, and so I grabbed this one as well. I really got a loaded book boxes this month, you guys. I wasn't messing around. Okay, the third one I got from Aardvark. I know that this wasn't a June pick, it was older than that, but The Fiction Writer by Gillian Cantor. This was a couple to a few months in the past, and I didn't realize that this one is actually like a retelling of Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, which I read last year and loved, so had to grab me this one as well. And that's all of it. 6 books. 6. Oh, did I get bookmarks? I did. Almost forgot about my... This one is so cute. Look at that guy. All right. That's a lot of books. You guys see my about to topple, stack of books on top of the little shelf behind me? Like, these can't all go there. I need to do some reorganizing. There's no way. It's just gonna collapse at this point. Yeah, beyond that, you guys, that is all I've got to share right at this moment. I'm hoping to watch some of the Vampire Lestat tonight. Maybe all of it that's out, hopefully. Yeah, besides that, just relax, because I'm gonna be going on another lake trip this coming weekend. It's Sunday right now, so actually next weekend. I think my boyfriend's gonna come up and spend the week up here with me, and we'll do some fun stuff, and hopefully I get to film some of that. And then we're doing a lake trip. And then I think we're staying at the lake and doing another lake weekend. Like, the first one is gonna be with his friend group, and the second one will be with his family. So we're gonna be out there, and that second weekend is gonna be 4th of July weekend. And then it's gonna be July, and then we're gonna have my birthday month, and then plans coming up there. But anyway, let's stay in the here and now right now, because that gets overwhelming real fast. I am going to read some more Jurassic Park because I need to be reading that. I am doing very badly. Been reading this for like 2 weeks, guys. Why do I feel like I'm forgetting something? Well, that is all I have for you guys right now. I will check back in with you guys later. Well, it is now about 12:30 in the morning, and I did not watch any of the Vampire Lestat show. What I did end up doing is like 3 of my favorite YouTubers dropped vlogs today. One thing I did do though is my book stack that has lived right back here for like weeks or months or however long it's been. I thought of a new place to put them because I had 6 extra books to add. I also had some sitting here, which I didn't love because then it blocks everything else. I don't like books in front of books on the same shelf. But I'm going to show you guys what I ended up doing with those other books, I have my classics shelf over here between my mirror and my bathroom. And what I ended up doing is just stacking all of those extra books on the floor next to it because like, let's be honest, I don't have a lot of space in this room. I am very seriously running out of book space, and that means they get to go on the floor now, temporarily, until I move and can get some more bookshelves. I just need some more space, get a couple more bookshelves, and it'll be perfect. Oh yeah, what else have I been doing? I edited that last clip already because I had to skip posting this week. It's technically Monday morning now, so I had to skip posting last week just because I wasn't home and I didn't do much filming while I was gone. So I'm gonna try to get this one out this week and maybe film something else that I can have ready. Honestly guys, what I really wanna do is get a gaming laptop so that when I'm not home, I can still edit and I don't have to like skip posting. So that would be really cool. We shall see. Good morning, everyone. It is the next day and I am in my kitchen about to make some coffee because I woke up with one of those headaches that I get, and maybe caffeine will help. And that's almost kind of a funny thought at this point because sometimes when I get these headaches, I literally have them for days and I have to take several rounds of painkillers for anything to help, which is so much fun. Can you go in the microwave? No. Can you go in the microwave? It would seem so. Okay, I realized last night after I was done filming that I totally forgot to mention one of the books I'm reading. I somehow, for whatever reason, I always forget to mention my audiobook, like my current audiobook that I'm reading. I swear, if I don't have something physically in my hands or something that I can physically see, it doesn't even exist. I am still listening to, I don't even know if I've mentioned this one yet. I'm listening to The Tale of the Body Thief. I really hope all these sounds in here aren't just drowning out my voice because we have the microwave going, the air conditioner going. Oh well. I'm listening to The Tale of the Body Thief, which is the 4th installment of the Vampire Chronicles series, and I don't know, halfway through, maybe a little bit more. I listened to a lot of it on the plane rides when I was going to and coming back from Florida, and I'm really liking it. It's very, very interesting. I love being in that world. I can't get enough of it, honestly. I haven't listened to it in about a week and a half, close to 2 weeks now, just because I haven't been doing a lot of driving. And that is when I listen to my audiobooks the most. I really need to get some more habits or like things that I do that I can listen to audiobooks while I'm doing. Like when I paint my nails, I could totally be listening to an audiobook because it's hard to watch something when you have to focus on what you're doing with your hands. So I could try that. I really need to take some painkillers. But anyway, I'm kind of wondering, when I finish that one, I might take a break from the Vampire Chronicles series because I've been listening to them nonstop for like a few months now on my drives and stuff. I've listened to the Vampire Lestat, Queen of the Damned, and The Tale of the Body Thief now. I listened to the interview with the vampire last year, but I might take a break. I don't want to burn myself out and then not want to finish the series. I also don't want to take a break and then like not come back to the series because I lose my momentum. I don't know. I kind of was thinking about reading The Stand. I have the physical copy of that, and I think that might be one that would be easier to tackle if I do both the physical and the audiobook together. Oh, thank God. This coffee is fresh. It was made this morning. However, I am on summer vacation from work since I work at a school, so I am not getting up early. I am not a morning person naturally. I am very naturally a night owl, and I also slept a little bit later today than I wanted to because I kept thinking if I slept a little bit longer, the headache might go away, which was stupid, especially because I went to sleep knowing it was coming. So all of those hours didn't kill it. Another 30 minutes wasn't going to do it. What? I have all 3 of my little dogs in here because they're excited that somebody is up and about. I do not live alone, which is the main reason I don't film upstairs super often because there's always other people here. So yeah, that's why most of my videos take place in my room. I film up here whenever everyone is gone, like right now. Everybody else that I live with is out of the house. got some silk soy creamer, which I am a fan of, but it's really hard to find. I think only one of my grocery stores sells it here, which is odd. You'd think there'd be more. You can find oat creamer and almond creamer just everywhere, but the soy, for some reason, is not. I think the only place that I tend to find the soy creamer is Safeway or Albertsons, and that's it. My favorite thing to put in my coffee is dark brown sugar. Favorite thing. I really should. I hate taking painkillers. So what I do a lot when I need to take them is I will like fix a treat for myself or plan to have a treat, and I can't have the treat until I take the painkillers. I'll do it a little later. I despise taking painkillers, and what makes it a lot worse is that I have really bad sensory issues with swallowing pills. Like I've had that my whole life. Everyone thought I would grow out of it at some point when I was little, and I didn't. So I can take really, really small pills, but when it comes to painkillers, I have to crush them up and mix them in with something in water to take them, which is super annoying, kind of embarrassing, and they taste so bad. Like ibuprofen isn't bad. It's a little bit abrasive, but it doesn't really have that much of a flavor. Acetaminophen, on the other hand, is horrendous. It is disgusting. So I usually mix it with like a packet of emergency powder or something, and then just like slug it back really fast. And that is how I take my painkillers, which, you know, I don't like to talk about or like admit to a lot of people. Really only the people that are close to me know about that. If there's anybody else out there that has like really bad sensory sensitivities with taking pills, just know that you're not alone. What else was I going to talk about? So yeah, I'm about at least halfway through The Tale of the Body Thief. It's hard to keep track of where I'm at when I'm listening to an audiobook because I'm not looking at the screen all that much, so I have like 4 hours left. I don't know what that tells us, but I also did read more of Jurassic Park last night. Where I'm at right now, everybody has gotten to the island, and Hammond, the old man, I'm sure most of you guys have seen the movie, so you know the story there. Hammond has invited everyone to the island and kind of made it out like it's a social event. Like he just wants everybody to see it, like kind of in the movie how it was. He just wanted everyone to see it. He wanted to show it off. However, in the book, there's this law firm, I think, these lawyers that are trying to go after him a little bit, after Hammond, because they think he's done something illegal. And so the reason everybody is invited to the island, or not even invited, like they have to go, is to check it out and make sure that everything is safe and that he's not doing anything illegal. Because it's not common knowledge that he has cloned dinosaurs or used dino DNA or any of that. It's really been kept under wraps for when it opens, and so none of them really knew what was on the island until they got there and saw them, including the grandkids. And one thing I found really interesting in the book, when the grandkids are introduced, we have Tim and Lex, just like the movie. However, Tim is 11 and Lex is like 7 or 8. She's younger, which I thought was strange. I guess there's not too many differences other than that. Other than Alan Grant likes Tim. Like as soon as he hears that Tim has read his book and is a fan of him, like they hit it off. There is a different character, Regis, who I don't think was in the movie, or at least didn't have a big part in the movie, who kind of takes that grumpy part of Alan and is kind of that character, and he's the one that's pissed off that he's turned into a babysitter and doesn't want to be around kids. Also in the book, the lawyer is super pissed off when the kids show up because he's like, what are you doing? We don't know that this island is safe yet, and in fact, we think that it isn't. Why are there kids here? So there was that whole thing, which honestly makes a lot of sense, and in the movie, none of that exists, I'm sure, for like time purposes, but it's really interesting. They go through all of those like rooms when they're learning about how they've made the dinosaurs. And when they come to the baby velociraptor, it's actually so cute. In the book, at least, the geneticist, I believe it is, says that they are friendly until they're a little bit older. So there's like a 6-week-old velociraptor that like jumps into Tim's arms, and she's like nuzzling him and being really cute, and she's not, you know, trying to eat anyone yet. But yeah, that's where I'm at in Jurassic Park, and it's really, really cool. It's very, very scientific. The way they get into the genetics of the park and how they cloned the dinosaurs and how they found the DNA and all of that. Kind of like parts of it were going over my head, and I had to go back and reread, and I was like, okay, this is getting pretty heavy into the science aspect, but I really like that because I always feel like I learn a lot and stuff like that. And even with stuff like this, which is completely science fiction, like obviously we don't have dinosaur DNA and the dinosaurs have not been cloned, but they base things off of real science in a lot of these books, which is really cool to learn about. Okay, you know what? Painkillers can wait because I think my emergencies are still downstairs in the backpack I took on the airplane. I don't have any up here. So, coffee time it is. Oh my God. Okay. I already feel better. I am one of those that doesn't function super well until I've had my coffee, which is probably more mental than anything else, but it's okay. It's okay. We're allowed to enjoy things. That is probably where I'm going to leave you guys for right now. Today I am washing my bedding, might wash some clothes, clean up a little bit because my boyfriend is going to come stay with me tonight or tomorrow, I'm not sure yet. So I'm gonna clean up for him, especially because we have a cat here and he is allergic and her hair gets just everywhere. So we're gonna have a little bit of a cleaning day, which, you know, fun, not really, but necessary. I might bring you along for some of that. I might not because it's also very, very boring. So I might just check it a little bit later.